While on a recent trip to Scotland, we visited a town called Stranraer. And Stranraer is not large by any means, but it does have a railway station, something that all the other towns in the area don't have. And I thought, being our bubble, I want to visit this railway station. I'm not going to be able to go any others. So I did. I walked over there and I looked over the water. There it was. Close to Northern Ireland, I guess. On this strange little peninsula. I think that's a railway station over there. Yes, that big white structure. That is the railway station. Anyway, right after spotting it out on the water, I thought three things. One, that was really weird. Second, can I go there? And third, this is going to make for a great video. Well, welcome to Stranraer, one of the UK's strangest stations, because this is Station Sensation.
Every friend and every final wanna watch Albert's Railway Channel. Every friend and every final wanna watch Albert's Railway Channel.
Hi there everyone, welcome to STRAN-RAA station. This is a really weird station. We've come out into, basically the middle of nowhere. It's not as much as the town's just over there, but you have to come really far out down this long road, and there's nothing around here. It's just empty space, and finally you get to the station, which is at I'm just here on Google Maps for a bit, and I can show you the entrance to the station that I was just talking about. That's very weird. Anyway, so you've got a wall being painted white, it appears over here, and it's just a standard area of town until you see there is the Stranraer station sign. So you have to go down this industrial looking road with trucks and fences and stuff, and you feel like, wow, this is the entrance to the railway station? So you continue down here, and then you meet up with the railway line. There it is, one track, and you notice on the other side of you, you've got this massive space of nothingness. There is not a single vehicle parked there, or anything in that really. It's just a big empty area. You continue down, and there are two tracks, and here is the station. Right now, we are on a little peninsula here, so we've got water over there, and water over there too. This is the car park, and that is how far we've come. Let's have a little look at the station. Now, something cool that you can see here is that they use Semaphore signalling. And there it is, you've got lovely Stranraer signal box. Stranraer. It's not lovely though, is it? It's a boring Stranraer signal box. We got a signal, and then we got two more, very, the most basic stuff. And the station itself is right here. As you can see here, the track comes all the way from down there up here. We've got, way more sidings than you would expect. Like, what's all this for? This railway, this line barely gets any trains at all. Especially today, because there are no trains running until summer, I believe. Echo. I've lost my train of thought, but anyway, let me bring this back on track. But no more train puns. Okay, so we've got this line in the station with a single platform, 3 lines, and a single sign up here telling us that there are no trains. New ScotRail summer timetable. Check entire journey before travel. So there's a toilet there. Private. I think there are people here. I'm not sure. But this place is very strange. Look at this station. Canopy. Yes, I would love to get a train from here, but alas, and stuff. Yeah, so here we go. This is unusual. The two tracks go to buffer stops. However, the other two continue to here. And the fence is openable. But this is
Okay, now let's recap some of the points about the station that make it so crazy. So we've got 4 tracks here, only 1 platform. 2 of these rusty old tracks lead out to an area with an abandoned engine shed and overgrown areas, and for some reason these blue pillars sticking up, not connecting to anything. There's another maybe platform on the other side, but there's no access to it. There's semaphore signalling. We're of course out here on this sort of pier. We've got the big empty spaces I mentioned earlier. The canopy is very unusual. I don't think it's a thing you see often. We don't have any trains running here for many days, like 17, I'm not sure. Yeah, you get the idea. I think it might be time for a bit of history on the station. This terminus was opened by the Port Patrick Railway in 1861, originally being called Stranraer Harbour Station. A ferry service had commenced in 1861, but passengers made their way from Stranraer Town Station to the steamers, not Stranraer Harbour Station. The first daily ferry service started on the 1st of October 1862 to Larne and was provided by P.S. Britain. However, it only lasted until 31st of December 1863. And so to summarise this period in Stranraer Harbour Station's life, they built a station out in the bay to try get some ferries to run to it, and it never really worked out. Now, reports are contradicting, but Wikipedia states that some areas of the station are still the same from 1877. I'm not sure what exactly, as it's not very specific, saying current station buildings, but just remember that and take everything I say with a grain of salt. From those original 2 simple tracks and short platform all those years ago, Stranraer Harbour Station has really evolved and changed. There have been many rebuilds and redesigns and additions and alliterations. It's all very confusing with the dates, so how about I just go through and explain the main points that I've already mentioned earlier, while skipping out a lot, there is a lot, of the less important, boring information. Okay, so Platform 2 did used to be in use, but the footbridge has now been removed, as well as the lights, everything else. It's now overgrown. There are 4 tracks because the 2 in the middle are loco release lines for each platform. The train shed, no, not that type of train shed, that type of train shed, has had this interior frame for way longer than you'd expect, but the exterior cladding was added in the early 80s. The signal box also received the same treatment of cladding over its old brickwork, making it look much more ugly. Anyway, the signal box is not in use apart from on special occasions. And at this point in the video, you can probably guess what the stone field and all the areas and stuff around it really is. They're infrastructure remnants of the ferry lines that failed to go here. The concrete void, it's a car park. Or, well, it was. And everything around it, every bit that's been left there, is from when P&O ferries and the Stena line called here. Now, the services have been moved further up the bay, so passengers would have to take a bus if they wanted to get to the rail line. Many bits and pieces from the old port have been removed, like whatever this is and whatever this is. The footbridge had obviously been removed, and for a time there was another platform. But eventually, in the 90s or so, the extra platform, or siding as some may call it, was removed and replaced with a tube. Let me give you some context here. Before this, the track would prevent people from getting onto the platform from the front, so the entrance, the car park, it was all round the back because the track ended before there. But after that line was removed, the platform was directly next to the car park, so you could just access the front. Now the back access area has been closed quite recently too, I think 2018. Anyway, that tube was built there as first a ramp and secondly a sheltered area for passengers waiting for the ferry and ferry passengers waiting for the train, and vice versa.
That was a joke.
In recent years, the tube too has been removed, and you can now see out in the open what used to be underneath it. The join of the platform extension can be seen, and a small gap between the old track wall and the extended platform is also present. As for the rest of the pier, in the dock area, most of the buildings and tunnels and storage areas are gone. Remaining, however, is most things built from stone or concrete. Like, most obviously, the park where vehicles could wait for their ferry, the remaining section of the on-ramp where vehicles could drive onto a smaller boat, or the main driveway for access onto whatever this is. Like, seriously. And well, that about sums it up. Nearly. Now, don't worry, I'll keep this concise. As I mentioned earlier, this area of Scotland has very few railway stations. But of course, as you can expect, many destinations along the south used to have railway stations, like Portpatrick or Kirkcudbright. And yes, that is how you pronounce it. And the reason why the numerous lines here were axed, well, I can only assume it had something to do with an idiot with a book. Interestingly, after being demolished, Kirkcudbright Station... can we use a different image, please? There we are. Kirkcudbright Station actually kept its station building. And when we stopped by Kirkcudbright on the trip, I was able to spot it. Now, it's a cafe. Where was I? Oh yes. For a rail link for everyone in the area, you'd think there'll be more trains, but as I mentioned earlier, not only are there barely any, but when I filmed this, the next train was in 17 days. What's gone on there? Well, it all has to do with the Air Station Hotel. Quite a few years ago, it was discovered that it was not stable, and quickly the services were shut down and it was covered in scaffolding. Eventually in May 2023 there was a small fire, but after that it was fine, and I wish the Air Station Hotel all the best. I hope nothing happens to it. I'm sure nothing will happen to it. Big fire, big problems, cancellations, eventual demolition. Eventual demolition, you get the idea. At the time of filming, the Air Station Hotel has mostly been knocked down and services have resumed to Stranraer. Not very often ones, though. And well, you've been caught up to the present day. It's been 12 years since the last ferry ran here, and the boat on ramp and the lonely signal box will never see a ferry again. And who knows what's in the future? Maybe Stranraer Station will be knocked down soon. Maybe they'll stop running trains here. Maybe they'll build a new station at the abandoned Stranraer Town Station. Only time will tell. We don't know here at Stranraer Harbour Station. And finally, thanks for watching until the end of the video, and this has been Station Sensation on Albert's Railway Channel. I'll see you in the next one.
Every friend and every final wanna watch Albert's Railway Channel. Every friend and every final wanna watch Albert's Railway Channel.